Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's lesson, Abdirashid. This is the lesson for the 26th of inshallah May. So Monday. Okay, it's the one we missed. So we were in Kitaab Salah. We did Faslun fi Shurud Wujubiha. So the conditions for making Salat wajib, we said they are three. The person has to be Muslim, he has to be of age, and he has to be of sound mind. Okay? Then the Sheikh, he went on to a topic where he said, um, فصل في شروط الصلاة. Okay, وشرائط الصلاة قبل الدخول فيها خمسة أشياء. The conditions before going into the salah, five conditions. The five conditions he mentioned were طهارة الأعضاء من الحدث والنجس. So طهارة الأعضاء, so your body has to be clean من الحدث والنجس. Any urine or stool or anything that is najasa like blood or anything like that, okay, pus and stuff like that. So it's you have to have istinja, you have to have you have to be clean, tahir, body wise. وستر العورة باللباس الطاهر, to cover your private parts with clean clothes. So we said the private parts for men is the belly button to the knees. The women is everything has to be covered except for the face and the hands. So they even have to cover their feet when they're in the salah. ووقوف على مكان ظاهر, and to stand on a place that is ظاهر. Okay? والعلم بالدخول الوقت, and you have to know, so you have to have knowledge, you have to be able to tell that it's time for this salah. So dhuhr, what did we say, is just afternoon when the shadow begins to grow up until when the shadow is the same length as your height. We said asr is just after that up until when the shadow is double your height. Okay, maghrib, we said it's when the sun goes down and there's still red in the sky. Isha, we said it's when the sky is all dark and there's no red or anything, and you can see the stars and the moon. That is when Isha starts. And Fajr we talked about as well. ويجوز ترك القبلة. Okay, and the last one was استقبال القبلة, to face the Qibla. Okay, so to face the Qibla. So those are the five things that someone has to do. He has to make sure his body is clean. He has to make sure he's covered his private parts. He has to make sure that he's standing in a place that is clean. He has to make sure that it is time to pray, the right time. And then he has to face the Qibla. Those are the five things. That's where we left. Okay, now the Sheikh is saying in the book, from here on up to here, he says, ويجوز ترك القبلة في حالتين في شدة الخوف وفي نافلة في السفر على الراحلة. ويجوز, it is allowed, ترك القبلة, to forget the fifth condition. The fifth condition was to face the Qibla. He says you can forget about facing the Qibla if these two things happen. ويجوز, you're allowed ترك القبلة, to forget about facing the Qibla. You can face another direction في حالتين, on two conditions. If two things happen, you can forget about condition number five, which was facing the Qibla. Okay, the first one, في شدة الخوف, if you are really scared. So this is kind of like someone who is in a place where war is happening. So imagine you live in a country and in that country some war is happening. Imagine you are in a soldier or a civilian. If anyone is fighting in the area where you live in, or you're in the army and you have to go fight, then if you're scared that if you stand up and you face the Qibla, someone might target you, you're allowed to hide yourself and pray in any direction you like. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a civilian or a soldier. Okay, it might be the case you might be running from thieves or some people who are dangerous, who are looking for you. Okay, you're running away. Okay, in this situation, if you're hiding, it doesn't matter if you're facing the Qibla or you're not, you can still pray. That is the first one. So shiddatil khawf and wa na'udhu billahi min dhalik. We take refuge in Allah from being in such a situation. But sometimes people find themselves in situations like that. Wa fin nafila. Wa fil nafila. If you are praying a nafila prayer. Nafila prayer is the sunnah prayers. And we're going to do that today. Okay, the nafila prayers are the sunnah prayers. Is safari ala rahilati. Okay, number one, you're on a journey. So you're doing safar. So you've left your house, you're on the matatu. The matatu is traveling and it's taking you to Mbele. But what happens? You want to pray nafila prayers. This is sunnah prayers. It's not the five wajib prayers. It's not dhuhr or asr or maghrib, isha or fajr. It's just you want to do 2 rak'ah just to, thank Allah or to pray to Allah to help you. Okay, when you're doing these two prayers, and it's called a nafila, it's a sunnah prayer. And secondly, so it's a nafila, which means it's a sunnah prayer, and you're fi safari, you're in a safar, so you're traveling. And thirdly, you're in a rahila, yani you're on the vehicle. So when you're on the vehicle is not going to look at the qibla for you. And because the seat is fixed, maybe you're facing away from the qibla. Huh? So you're in the bus, the seat is facing away from the qibla. Okay, now you want to pray 2 rak'at. That is sunnah. You're not going to tell the bus driver, stop so I can get off and do that. No. You sit in your seat because it is a sunnah prayer, because you're in a journey, safar, and because you're on a vehicle, these three things are happening. You can face wherever you like, but only for the sunnah prayers, only for the sunnah prayers. Okay, so what are the sunnah prayers? That's what we're going to do now. Okay, so if we go up here, we're going to find out what the sunnah prayers are. Okay. Sunnah prayers, there are many, and we're going to start here. فصل في الصلوات المسنونة والرواتب. The types of sunnah prayers and how many raka'at there are in each one. So the Sheikh, he says, وَالصَّلَوَاتُ الْمَسْنُونَةُ خَمْسَةٌ. The sunnah prayers are 5. The sunnah prayers are 5. Are 5. Okay. First one, Eid prayer. So the first one here is the Eid prayer. Wal kusufan. Okay. For the eclipse prayers. Eclipse prayers. Okay. So the eclipse prayers, the Eid prayers, and the isqat, the rain prayer. The rain prayer. Okay, there's one rain prayer. The Eid prayer, there's 2 types. There's the 2 Eid prayers. The eclipse prayers, again, there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. One for the solar eclipse when the moon goes dark, and one when the sun goes dark. Eid, there's 2, Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitri. The rain prayer is the prayer that we pray when there is no rain and we want to pray to Allah to send down some rain. Okay. وَالسُّنَّةُ تَابِعَةٌ لِلْفَرَائِدِ. Okay, and now the Sheikh, so you can see the 5 there. You can see the 5, the Sunnah prayers. So the Sheikh talked about 2 Eid, 2 eclipse prayers, and the 1 rain prayer. These are the 5. The Sunnah prayers, these are the 5. Okay, so that's number 1. Number two, inshallah. Let's have a look. We will have a look at that one. Number two, he goes, what about the sunnanu tabi'atun lil fara'id? The sunnah prayers was sunnanu, the sunnah prayers tabi'atun that follow lil fara'id, the five wajib prayers. Sab'ata asharata rak'an are 17 rak'ah. So he's saying here, Sheikh, that the five daily prayers, the five daily prayers, okay, the five daily prayers that we have, okay, they have sunnah prayers that follow them. They have sunnah prayers that follow them, okay? And these sunnah prayers, they equal 17 rak'at. So how many rakat? 17. So let's count them. He goes rak'ata al-fajr, rak'ata al-fajr, two before fajr. So two rakat before fajr, two rakat before fajr. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, two rakat before fajr. وأربعة قبل الظهر. Four أربعة قبل الظهر. So four before dhuhr. Okay, look at that. So you have four before dhuhr. You have four rak'ah before dhuhr. And then you have two rak'ah, two rakat after dhuhr. After dhuhr. Okay? So you have two rakat after dhuhr, four rakat before dhuhr. Okay? وأربعة قبل العصر. And then you have وأربعة قبل العصر. You have four ركعة وركعة قبل العصر before عصر. Four before عصر. Okay, remember when we say four, you're not going to pray four together. No, you're going to pray two, then you're going to finish, you're going to stand up, you're going to pray another two, then you're going to finish, okay, then you pray your normal dhuhr. When you pray your normal dhuhr, you stand up again and you pray two rak'at. Okay, so what did you do for dhuhr? All of dhuhr. Before dhuhr, you did two. Then you did another two. Then you prayed the normal dhuhr prayer. Then you did another two. So you have four before, two after, and four inside dhuhr. So dhuhr, including the sunnah, it goes up to 10. 10 rak'at. 10 rak'at. Two together in the beginning, and then another two together before dhuhr, and then four rak'at, which is the official dhuhr prayer with the jama'ah in the masjid. And then when you finish that one, you stand up and you do another two rak'ah. There you have 10 rak'ah altogether. Sah? Okay. For Asr, you do four before Asr. So when the Sheikh he does the adhan for Asr, you go to the masjid, you do two rak'at for Asr, you sit down, finish your prayer, stand up again, you do another two. Okay? وركعتان بعد المغرب وركعتان بعد المغرب. Okay? So after Maghrib, what do? We do two prayers after two rakats after Maghrib. Two rakats after Maghrib. After Maghrib. Maghrib. Okay? So two rakat after Maghrib. وثلاثة بعد عشاء يوتر بواحدة منهن. Okay. And then he says, the Sheikh says, after وثلاثة بعد عشاء. After Isha, you pray 3 rakats after Isha. After Isha. Okay, these 3 rak'at lakini, what do they mean? These 3 rak'at are like you praying, like the night prayer, the one where you wake up in the middle of the night. After you pray Isha with the Jama'ah in the masjid, you can go home and then you can do these 3. So you do 2 together, you finish, you stand up, you do 1 by itself, and then you can go to bed. But if you know you can wake up in the middle of the night, you pray Isha in the masjid, you can go home, have dinner, go to bed, wake up at 3 o'clock, and then you can pray this 2 rak'at, then 1 rak'at by itself. Okay, Sheikh? That is, how much do we have now of we have 2 rak'at before Fajr, then we do the 2 rak'at of Fajr. That's 2 there, plus 4, 6, plus another 2, 8, plus another 4, 12, 12 plus another 2, 12, 13, 14, plus this 3, 15, 16, 17. So these are the 17 rak'at that follow the 5 daily prayers. The 17 rak'at that follow the five daily prayers. We're going to continue bi'idhnillah after tonight in our normal lesson, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.